Sumitra ma'am, it's connected.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You can start.
Ponni, yeah, Ponni ma'am, how are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah.
Shall we start the session?
Yes, ma'am. Just let me check for once the slide share.
Yeah. I heartily welcome everyone for the second session of the fourth day of the faculty development program. Now I invite Mrs. S. Jasmine Bhatt, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Sita Lakshmi Arsi College for Women, to welcome the today's guest of honor for the second session, Dr.A.Ponni, Principal in charge, Sourashtra College for Women, Madurai. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, your voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yasmin, okay. Yeah, Yasmin, welcome, speak.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're audible.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. A pleasant morning to everyone connected here. It's with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. A.Ponni, an accomplished academic and distinguished scholar in the field of English language and literature. Currently serving as the principal in charge and assistant professor in the Department of English at Sourashtra College for Women, Madurai. Dr. Ponni brings 16 years of teaching and administrative expertise from various institutions. Dr. Ponni holds a PhD in English literature from Wales University and has consistently demonstrated scholarly through her specialized focus on feminism, diaspora, Indian writing in English, and English language teaching. Her academic repertoire includes publishing extensively in UGC care-listed and Scopus index journals, addressing themes of gender studies, cultural identity, and literary discourse. Her editorial contribution to the record-breaking collaborative book titled Art, Life, and Literature highlights her leadership and collaborative spirit. Recognized for exemplary contributions, Dr. Ponni has been the recipient of the multiple accolades, including the Best Faculty Award, the Outstanding Researcher Award, and the Best Leadership Award for very recently in 2024. Beyond her academic accomplishments, she actively mentored aspiring NEET candidates and has facilitated numerous workshops, seminars, and FTPs, reflecting her commitment to professional development and pedagogical innovation. As we are connected for this virtual faculty development program, we are privileged to have Dr. Ponni with us, a visionary educator whose insights and expertise promise to enrich our perspectives and elevate our teaching practices. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. A.Ponni on our screen. Wishing you all a productive and insightful session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm welcome. Ma'am, is my screen visible? Is my PPT visible for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then shall I start it?
Yes.
So a warm morning to one and all present here. I welcome all the educators for the day 4, session 2 of the faculty development program titled Empowering Educators Through Educational Ethics, Revisiting the Values. First of all, I thank our secretary and our Sourashtra College management, and my sincere thanks to both the college principals, that is Sourashtra College and Sita Lakshmi Arsi College for Women. And my sincere thanks to the organizing committee for providing me a wonderful opportunity to share my views on the role of educator in social and emotional learning. So today that we are going to see is the role of educator, that is we, the educators, in social and emotional learning. That is simply to say it, SEL. So in today's fast-moving world, in today's fast-moving world, with the lightning development of technology, we are tied up to our mobile phones. This is the truth that we sense today. Actually, we lost connection with our fellow human beings, especially even with our own emotions and feelings. You might think, what is this, the side-by-side picture? One is the person who is tied to the mobile, and the other emotions that we have lost connection with our emotions, the second picture. This side, to the right side, there is a movie. Actually, this is a movie. I think many of you would have watched this. This depicts exactly what we have lost. The title of the movie is Wally, WALL-E, Wally. The mission that is here is a hero of the movie. If you have time, do see this movie, and we'll be able to see how we have been tied to the technology. The above picture, the same movie, the above picture says this is how they'll be. The planet there where the human beings live, they doesn't know how to walk in their life, because everything is technology oriented. Even the dress that they wear, even what to drink, what to eat, everything is being done by a technology. This technology dictates them. It is like more or less a dictatorship ruled by technology dictatorship. It is not a human dictatorship. It is a technology dictatorship. And there they have lost all the social activities. They doesn't have any connection between the fellow human beings. Individuality, everything, they'll watch it through the screen. And finally, after this mission comes to this planet, they'll be able to see the next person, the person right next to the man. The woman will be seen by only through this mission. And that time he realizes we have lost the earth. And likewise, nowadays in this fast moving world, we are losing our own connection between our own self. So that is why I chose this topic as the role of educators. As educators, we are supposed to, again, that is revisiting values. The FTB's title, revisiting the values. I just thought this would be the apt title for this juncture. So at this juncture, it is a privilege to be here today to discuss a topic that lies to the heart of our emotions, that is mission as an educator. The role we are playing is just not only shaping the minds, but the hearts of the students. Today, let us all join together and explore our critical responsibility. That is, what is the responsibility that we are as educators should have. We as educators should explore the critical responsibility in fostering social and emotional learning. Actually, SEL, that is social and emotional learning, is a cornerstone of holistic education. So, when we explore something new, or we want to know something or understand something, the one thing that comes handy is nothing but WH questions. When we find answers for those WH questions, we might have got the knowledge about what we are, about the subject, what we are searching for. And those WH questions are nothing but what, why, where, how, who, when. So these questions will make you understand what we are searching for, the subject. Likewise, so for SEL, what is social and emotional learning? To know about social emotional learning, and this is how the agenda would be for this session. So what is social emotional learning, and who are needed, and what is their role, why SEL matters, where and when, and how to overcome the challenges that is being faced while teaching or while educating the learners about the social and emotional learning, and what are the impact, and what is the integration of SEL in education. Then add-ons. Add-ons is nothing but I will come to the lab. When we come to that slide, I'll tell you what are these add-ons. Maybe what are, nothing I have mentioned, but add-ons is that is most important thing that is associated with social and emotional learning. And finally, conclusion. So to start with, what is SEL? If we ask the same question in a classroom situation, I'm 100% sure that the students would say, ma'am, SEL is nothing but social emotional learning. And as educators, we are not supposed to say that. Social emotional learning is nothing but, it is a set of strategies, actually programs. And this is a transformative process. It is a process where these students, those who learn, the students will learn these 5 core competencies. They learn to understand, they learn to manage their emotions, they set goals, and they'll start to have empathy, and they'll finally, it will lead to make decisions. And this is not the 5 core competencies, actually transform. This is a transform. I'm just explaining what is social emotional learning. And social emotional learning is nothing but it is a transformative process where the students learn, understand, and they're able to manage their emotions. They are able to set their goals and show empathy even to themselves, sympathy also sometimes, and make a rightful decision at the right time. So we, as the educators, have with this session, after the session, okay, that is after understanding what is social emotional learning, let us all become the facilitators of SEL, whether through a structured curriculum or spontaneous teachable moments. Let us embed SEL into every interaction. Whatever we do in the classroom, let us all embed everything, each and everything, whatever we say, whatever we do in the classroom. Let us all have in mind, as educators, let us all have in mind that SEL is most important in classroom teaching too, and that will show a path for them where it leads them to a greater heights. So let us all think in that way, and let us all become facilitators of SEL after this session. So moving on to the 5 core competencies. The 5 core competencies. The first thing is self-awareness, then self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, responsible decision making. More or less, what is the meaning we saw, right? What is SEL? And that is the same thing, the 5 core competencies that we are supposed to teach to the students, not students, the learners. The learners may be any. I'll come to that in the next slides. So self-awareness. What is self-awareness? And before teaching social emotional learning to the learners, as educators, we are supposed to master these 5 core competencies. The first thing is the self-awareness. As educators, we are supposed to know and understand our own, we are supposed to recognize our own emotions. And we should know the strengths, we should know the limitations, we should know the positives and negatives of ourselves first. Then only we will be able to teach the students what is your emotion is right now in the classroom, or what are the strengths, what is your positive points, what is your negative points. First, take a list out. As an educator, we should know about ourselves first. Then only we will be able to teach the learners what is self-awareness. Then they will learn and they will tell them, okay, they will tell others. And it is a process, continuous process. It is like a circle. The same thing will come back to you too. So first is self-awareness. First, understand yourself, then teach the first core competency to the learners. The second thing is self-management. Self-management is nothing but managing your stress and setting a goals. If the educators, or if anybody, educators or the learners, if they are able to identify or recognize their emotions, and if they are able to manage the stress, if they have the self-awareness, for sure they'll be able to manage their emotions. If they manage their emotions, then stress is being completely managed, and they are able to have a clear vision what is next. Okay, if you are stressed and if you are full of anxiety, for 100% sure we will not be able to see what is behind. Will not be able to move from that place. We'll be tied up to those stress always. Then stress leads to depression and etc. And those all will be a big failure. So first self-awareness, then self-management. We are supposed as educators, we have to manage our own stress. In the classroom sessions, for example, I usually give classroom examples. So in a classroom, the students will test our patience. They will tell, okay, have you learned? No. Are you ready for the exam? No. At that time, are we supposed to get anger over them? Should we show our anger? No, we are supposed to manage our own emotions. We are not supposed to shout at them. We are to tell them, okay, if it is a continuous process, at one point we will show, but not always. We are supposed to manage our emotions and manage our stress. Our stress level will be to the highest, but we are supposed to, as educators, we are supposed to manage our stress. Therefore, we'll be able to show them the path and ask them to set goals. The third thing is social awareness. Social awareness is nothing but understanding and empathizing with others. It is just empathize with others. Empathize, have others' perspectives. Understand the others' perspectives and their experience. They might have been in some other problem, and we are not supposed to say, okay, right, let me, whatever I think, I have to say. That is not the method of an educator. As an educator, you are supposed to have the social awareness, that is, empathize with others' uh, perspectives, others' feelings, give importance to them too. Empathy is most important, for that is the third core competency in SEL. The fourth thing is relationship skills. See, if we have these three, the first one, self awareness, self management, and social awareness, 100% sure we'll have a beautiful relationship with others. If we are empathetic towards others, for sure they'll have a comfortable zone. Therefore, they will come and speak to you. Therefore, there comes a healthy relationship. We'll maintain a healthy relationship and we'll have an effective communication. Whatever the other person says, we'll also take it. Whatever we say, that person will also take it. So, relationship is being built up. That is the fourth core competency where social emotional learning is makes the life beautiful. And finally, responsible decision making. And everything, it is next, it is an interlocking five core competencies. If we have those four, finally we'll be able to have a responsible decision making. And because if we don't have a healthy relationship with our colleagues or with our friends, we will not be able to know whether the decision that we are taking is right or wrong. So to have, we'll consult, we have to consult with others to make we have to consult with others, take suggestions, but the decision should be taken by us. For that we need social awareness, self awareness, self management, and finally relationship skills too. So the next is, who are needed and what is their role. Who are needed for SEL? The first thing is learners. First thing is learners, and the next is educators. So learners may be students or anybody else. The same way educators may be teachers or anybody else. Even the students will become an educator at one point, sometime or the other. Even the students will become become educators, because we'll be able to learn something new from them at any time. Even the children at home. See, when we have kids at home, as parents, they will learn lots. The one child would be giving you a different thing. The other child would be entirely totally different from the other one. So we'll be learning daily. It will be a routine process. It will be a process, never-ending process, that we learn from the others. So learners may be educators may be learners too. So these two are the most important persons for SEL, that is learners and educators. And what is their role? See, the role of educators in this process cannot be overstated. We are not just only transmitting the knowledge, we become the guide actually. We just don't transmit only the knowledge, only the academic success is not alone is not enough. As educators, as teachers, we have to inculcate what we have positive things. Through everyday's actions and everyday's words, actions, and attitudes, we transfer something to the learners. For example, I'll tell you my own example. Most often, I give my own example or my own criteria. When I was doing my PG, one of my professor, Dr. Magdalene Dorairaj from Fatma College, she took me just a simple one short story, which inspired me, which I just, she was like a model for me. So with that inspiration, I made it in my MPhil, that I took that whole collection of short stories, and that was my thesis. She was a debut author. That is, the author that I took was a debut author. So we don't have any secondary sources, but the way she took class, the way she explained to us through her actions, through her words, she instilled us, she inculcated, okay, this is how academic success is carried out. See, the way she took made me to take that as my MPhil thesis. So she became a guide. She has transmitted her knowledge to me, but not only knowledge, She used to say, the same person I'm giving you for other things too. Not only knowledge, we also transmit apart from knowledge their own behaviors. Sometimes their own behaviors are being transmitted to the learners. Educators play a very important role in such a way that even their behaviors are becoming is being transmitted. Most of us will have the role model as our staff members, as our professors. Our teachers will be our, most often our teachers will be our role models. Why do we take them as role models? It is purely because we have been inspired by their behavior, or by their actions, or by their words, by their attitudes. I'll give you a same example for transferring her behavior or her attitudes. See, the same person, Dr. Magdalene Raj ma'am, will say, she used to say, I feel confident when I wear lipstick or when I wear the perfume. Without the perfume, I feel something I am missing. She used to say that. So the same thing has been transmitted. Sometimes we as educators, when we go for an interview, for example, we'll be holding the file to us strong, will have a strong grip. Why? Because we feel if the file is not with us, we feel it's something is missing. Sometimes I used to have a handkerchief in my hand. If I leave the handkerchief, I feel like, okay, I have missed something, that is something I've lost. So it is just the behavior, it is just the attitude. We are transferring not only the knowledge but also the behaviors, attitudes. So the most important role is the educator's role in SEL. Okay, our role, it is, as I told you, it is beyond our instruction too. It is, as educators, it extends beyond our instruction. How to, what is their role? In what? How? In what way? See, explicit instruction. Explicit instruction is nothing but direct teaching. We go to the class, say directly, see, if you learn this, you'll be able to pass. This is a direct instruction. Even though the learners won't accept it, but as educators, we have to push them directly. You have to pass. If you have to pass, you have to learn, understand. As we teach, learn, write. See, this is direct teaching. So explicit instruction is nothing but direct teaching. That is their role. Second is model emotional intelligence. We have to support them emotionally, not only academically or not only through education, but also through emotionally. They need, nowadays, this generation students, this generation learners, not only students, this generation learners, they need support emotionally, actually. So it can be done only through your behavior. Support them. Okay, we are there, we'll help you. You are supposed to understand that we are there. So nothing, their emotions should be touched in the sense, not in a way that they make them cry or not. You have to make them understand, yes, there is my educator who will guide me in a proper way. We have to explain that through our activities, through our attitudes, through our actions, through our words. So through that, their emotional intelligence will be, they'll say, okay, she is my role model because she helps me in a lot. She supports me emotionally. So when I'm down, she comes with the motivating words that make me to be bright enough again, to become the resilience. The resilience, it is nothing but the resilience. So resilient is coming back to their own original self. So that is the model. We'll become a model emotional intelligence. That is the role of the educators. The next thing is supportive environment. See, the classroom situation, supporting environment is nothing but the classroom situation. We should be supportive. We should connect with the learners. We should have a comfortable zone. That is, they'll say, the students will say, okay, I'm comfortable with that staff because she is comfortable with me, so that I'll be able to ask whatever the problems, whatever the doubts that I have, she explains me very well. So I have a comfortable zone with her. That is a supportive environment that we have to create. And that is the role of the educator. To create a supportive environment is the role of the educator. The next most important thing is collaboration. We might think, what is this collaboration? It is nothing but the role is being extended not only within the classroom, not only through their emotions, but also to their family. We as educators not only stop with education, as I told you, not we stop with sometimes a beautiful, uh, good learner, good person, student who gets always A plus. At one point, all of a sudden, she or he would have got a lower grade. We have to go and connect with them emotionally and have give a supportive environment. Finally, we have to ask what is the problem, and that collaboration, it might sometimes extend to their families too. That person, that student might say, it is nothing, ma'am, we have a problem at my home, so I'm not able to learn, so that is why my grades are lower. So at that time we become like more or less like a psychologist. We give them solutions. If we are able, if we have that 5 core competencies, we'll be able to give them a good solution. And some maybe or not the problem, maybe she would have come late, she was not able to go write the exam fully. She couldn't have a time, she couldn't have the time to attend her part C, so the grades would have been lower. So these are the few things that an educator should do. They have to have an explicit instruction. They have to be a model emotional intelligence, a model for them, and they have to create a supportive environment and have collaboration with their families too. It is being extended. Now, here comes the this is the core of social emotional learning. Uh, this the whole session lies in this slide. Why SEL matters? Why SEL matters? See, social emotional learning matters because the first thing is it addresses the foundation. It addresses the foundation of what it means to be human. Social emotional learning, society, emotion, learning about these two things, it becomes the foundation to be a human. And it makes us it is the ability to understand, connect, and grow. This social emotional, if you are able to understand the society, if you are able to understand the emotions behind the society or the emotions behind your own self, for 100% sure you will be able to connect with others, and you grow. As you connect, you grow. If there is no any connection, or if there is no any communication between the other human beings, I'm sure there won't be any growth in any with anybody else, especially in this increasingly complex and this is an interconnected world. In this, where the challenges are often teaches us a lot. Here, in this complex world, it is necessary to it tests our resilience. Resilience is nothing but you're back again. So it tests our resilience and our relationships too. See, in this complex world, relationships are being it is taken for granted. So never do that. That might hurt the other person. So social emotional learning always makes us to grow, understands. So it is a tool to thrive. SEL, social emotional learning, it becomes a tool to thrive, either academically, socially, and emotionally. In all ways, academically, socially, and emotionally. This too, it becomes a tool for our students, for an educator, or for learners to grow in their life. So why it matters? There are 6 important points why SEL matters a lot. The first thing is it fosters academic success. When we learn academic side, we excel in our academically. uh, the educators teach you how to focus, how to solve a problem, how to critically think, and these are the things that make you to excel academically. And uh, and they make you confident. They support you, you feel safe and supported. Therefore, when the educator makes you feel safe, supported, and okay, if you are confident about the educator and the relationship between the educator and the learner, for the students are being motivated, the learners are being motivated, and they learn happily. It is like more or less like kindergarten students, how they are made to learn. It is like a play by method, easy going, not of stressful. Why do you take stress while learning? Just be relaxed. You, as educators, we are supposed to create a comfortable zone where they get motivated and start to learn. And after this, there will be a regulation in everything. There will be an interpersonal skills, and that clears and that gives them a deeper learning, and they reach the achievement. So the first thing is they foster the academic SEL, social emotional learning, fosters the academic success. The second most important thing is, since it is with emotions, it enhances the mental health and well-being also. It is a proactive solution actually. It is nothing but it gives you solutions. When you learn something, when you are emotionally attached with something, you don't tend to leave it. You just take it. So even if it creates adversity for you, it is an adversity for you. You will say, okay, I like it, so therefore I will have it with myself. But when you understand, no, this creates a problem for us. If we are able to segregate between the positive and negative, that is emotional learning, our mental health is being well balanced. Then it becomes a groundwork. SEL, the social emotional learning, becomes a groundwork, and it is for the long term mental health too. And the next thing is social emotional learning develops essential life skills. Uh, what is this essential life skills? It is really a different thing. Uh, Maybe we might think life skills. What is life skills? If we start with life skills, it will take another 15 to 20 minutes. So I'll just give an overall view. In a college where I worked for an year or so, there they had a certificate course called Foundation for Life Skills. That is a certificate course where they had Foundation for Life Skills, 30 hours or so. So it is a certificate course. After 2:30, the classes will go on. And what is the syllabus in that life skills? It is nothing but it is more or less like a soft skills paper that English department takes for other things. The syllabus for life skills is nothing but how to listen, how to take a decision making, how to solve a problem, and how to contribute something to the community on whole. So this is according to that college. They have this as their syllabus, life skills. There's nothing but active listening, how to listen, how to solve a problem, how to take a decision, and how to connect with the society. So this is life skills. This is nothing but RSEL, social emotional learning. We can give a number of names for social emotional learning. Likewise, one is life skills. So social emotional learning, it develops the life skills. It makes us to understand, it makes us to take decisions, it makes us to solve a problem in a beautiful way, not taking stress. It makes us to cope up with the stress management, right? Ability to cope up with the stress. So these are said to be the essentials of life skills, that is social emotional learning. The fourth point is it promotes inclusivity and empathy. Nothing but we have a diverse in classroom situation where students are from various backgrounds. We make them to be inside the classroom. We create in such a way that as educators we have to make them to think, yes, understand each and every one. As educators we are supposed to understand each and every student and respect each and every student's mentality, emotional thing. First of all, that will make them to respond, and therefore every student is being included. This is called inclusivity. If we segregate a single person, that person might feel bad, and that person's socially emotionally he'll be hurt, and it won't enhance their mental health, or it won't develop her. She'll be out of water, fish out of the water. So she'll be an odd he or she will be an odd man out. So never make a student, never make a learner to be segregated, to be a fish out of water. Include everyone. And how can you include everyone in our classroom situation? We must have empathy. The educator must have empathy. We have to understand everybody's emotion. On each and every student's emotion matters for their well-being, and this is what we understand. Okay, and so when we include everyone, if we have empathy towards the students, for 100% sure we are making a meaningful contribution to the communities, to the society, because we are teaching them how to be empathetic. Therefore they follow the same thing to their family, and that family, that street, that area, city, state, then it goes on, right? So the fifth point is it shapes responsible citizens. When it is nothing but SEL, social emotional learning, it just develops a sense of responsibility, and we are ethically aware what is happening around us. And here I would like to quote an incident that happened in my life. It is nothing but my elder son, when he was 3.5 years old, where he was going to the school, and where we were living was the road was it all has ups and downs. One day he fell down, so he just said, "Okay, I would like to meet the principal of my school." I was a little shocked. Okay, we'll just go and meet. It is nothing but it's kindergarten, right? So he just went to the principal's room and said, "Madam, you are the principal." And they'll call us auntie. It is not madam. See the relationship. Here also, they say that they wanted to have a comfortable zone. Therefore, they never call the teachers, staff members as madam or ma'am, teacher or anything else. They call them as auntie. So my son went to the principal and asked, "Auntie, you are the principal and you are managing the in his own language. Okay, you are managing school. You are the principal of the school. Why don't you make? Why don't you ask the government to put road here so that I won't fall down? No, see the thing. We as elders, as responsible citizens, we never asked such a question to anybody else. We never asked the politicians, or we never asked the area councillor or anybody else for that matter. We never even think of that. If there is ups and downs, we just cross, go zigzag and just leave that place. But when he was asking such a question, we all felt ashamed at that point. Literally, myself and the principal, no, he said, I have never thought of it. I'm really happy that you are good. You are a good boy. So he was happy, but we were ashamed of not thinking about it. So this social emotional, once he fell down, he got hurt. That has been his emotions have been hurt because his dress has become dirty. So his emotions are hurt. Everybody will say, why your dress is dirty? So he got hurt. That is why he has asked such a question. So social emotional learning, when the emotions are being touched, and if we are able to handle those emotions, for sure, 100% sure, we will become a responsible citizen. And that is the duty of the educator, to teach them the responsibility, to teach them how to be fair enough, to teach them the ethical awareness, to how to manage the social injustice, how to check out what is happening around us. So it is the rise in the hands of the educator to shape the responsible citizens. The next, the last point why SEL matters is it prepares for uncertain future. We as educators or as learners, we don't know what lies behind the wall. It is either tiger or the treasure. There's a story where a person goes, small story where a person goes and he has 2 or 3 doors. No, he doesn't know what is behind the doors. He has just one key. So the key is nothing but the educators. How to teach, what is SEL, okay, what is social emotional learning. He can go either any of the doors, he can just open it up. A single key opens all the 3 doors. He doesn't know which door has tiger, which door is empty, which door has treasure. So if he has the ability to think, the hints given by the educators, that will make him to unlock the right door. The treasure door can be opened. If it is empty, he hasn't taken the hints in a proper way. The responsible citizen is not there in him. So when he understands the educator's way of teaching SEL, the learners will know which door to open. So what is behind the wall, what is behind the door, what is away from us, we are not able to understand. We doesn't know, we don't know literally. So the educators, it is a role of the educators to teach them what is social emotional learning, that will make them to show a very good path. So where and how. The next is where and how. It is nothing but where and how in the classroom. Social emotional learning can be done in the classroom, not anywhere. In the classroom is effective, and many other places it will be of 50% or so. Okay, for example, in a daily classroom session, even in the classroom, it is not that much we think. If we follow these, how to inculcate the SEL, we'll be able to cope up. Okay, the learners have learned something new today. So in a daily classroom, as we take class in a class of out of 45 minutes or 50 minutes of class, the students' psychology is that they'll be able to listen to the class for the first 15 to 30 seconds. If we capture the 15 to 30 seconds, we'll be able to drag them till 15 minutes, not more than that. Not more than that. Out of 50 minutes, 50 minutes of class, the students will listen attentively only to the maximum of 15 minutes. Even now, as we are educators, we are learners both. Even now, I don't know how many of you are listening to this FDP on all the sessions, in all the today's day 4, and all the day 4 this 8th session. So all the 8 sessions, maybe first few minutes, yeah, then you would have gone out, come up, gone out. Even now, as I'm talking to you, maybe some of you might have been thinking, what shall we do next? What shall we do after 1 o'clock? What shall we do after the session is over? So see, our mind is like that. We'll not be able to concentrate. We'll not be able to focus unless and until we know what is social emotional learning. That too, even if it is, even if we know, understand, or understand what is social emotional learning, it will take only 15 to 20 minutes, not more than that. So even as educators, we are like that. How come we'll accept the whole set of learners to listen attentively in the class for 50 minutes? For that, there is a way. So to engage those 50 minutes, we are supposed to use social emotional learning in such a way that 3 most important things are there. Number 1, daily check-ins. Daily check-ins is nothing but just go daily. As we enter into the class, just have a look at every learner's face. We'll be able to find out. We since we have that experience of going into the class and finding out what is happening inside the class, we educators will find out who is problematic, who is okay, who is not okay. So daily check-ins is must. As educators, daily check-ins is must. That check-ins will make them to know, yes, she is having a good rapport with us, good relationship with us. So she or he is able to make me grow in my life. So that is the trust that we are giving to the learners. So daily check-ins is must. The second thing is mindfulness exercises. Mindfulness exercises is nothing but, what is mindfulness? You might think mindfulness, mind is full of, it is nothing but conscious and aware of something. Conscious and aware of something. You give few exercises that makes them aware of themselves. We would have played as in this 90s kids. 90s kids would have played. 90s kids or more, even before that. Even now, some of them play. We'll stand in a circle, and there will be a person who says, okay, who all are wearing a ring? Just they're all out. They'll go. The remaining 15 or 20 out of 50, maybe 20 would have gone, 30 would be remaining. And who are all having having a pink sari or pink dress, a pink color in their dress, they have to leave. So it goes on. These are the mindful. They are aware of themselves. Sometimes few will think, okay, today morning, let us get ready, take a rest, wear, then just go. Mindfulness exercises will make them aware. Okay, they'll just have a look. What color am I wearing today? If it is pink, I have to leave. If not, I have to be here. So there is 2 solutions. That is nothing but they are taking it to their emotions. emotions are being triggered. Okay, so that is mindfulness exercises. And next thing is role play scenario. Role playing scenarios, students, our learners are well versed in this role playing scenarios. If we are out of the class for a few minutes, they will role play our own self. And that is educators, the teachers role will be played. There will be one or two students who are in the class who will imitate just exactly what the teacher says, or sometimes even they'll say what the exact word the teacher used to say. That is role playing. This makes them to imitate, this makes them to think how the society is, this makes them to think emotionally. Some of them they're mimicry, it is nothing but mimicry. So role playing scenarios will make them to understand the social emotional learning. Okay, as we teach the social emotional learning to the learners, to the students, we'll face lot of challenges, because there are diverse students community. These students, they are, as educators, we face difficulties because of the diversity. It's nothing but diversity. The background, the way their emotions are thought, uh, their intelligence IQ level. Not all students will have the same IQ level. Every student will have a different IQ level. Therefore, we will face those challenges. How to overcome these challenges? It is nothing but teach mindfulness techniques. Teach them those exercises and guided visualizations. Sometimes, in a few years back, some 10 years or back, when we give a PowerPoint presentation, the students will say, wow, ma'am, nice. This is what we expected. So visualization is a visual treat. So they understand easily. Why do we have PPT in FDPs? Why not we have a lecture without any PPT? If there is PPT, for sure, there is something going, even though we are not listening, even though if we are not listening, these visuals will be in your eyes. It will automatically, without your knowledge, it will reach your brain. So therefore, it is guided visualizations. These are the this is how we can overcome those challenges. And the most important way to overcome these challenges, to find out the common interest and subject in the learners. Even though if there are 30 students, 30 will be in 30 directions. Even though there are 30 directions students, there will be at least one common interest, at the least. If not 4 or 5, at the least one common interest that makes them come together. So that is the role of the educator, to find out what is the common interest and subject. Even our India is a country country of unity in diversity. Why not in a classroom? Yeah, for sure. We'll be able to make the whole class 30 directions in one direction through one common interest or one subject. Next, the impact of SEL. Okay, as I said, we'll teach, the educators are teaching SEL, social emotional learning, to all the students. What is the impact? What is the result? We have to find the result. If the result is found, yes, the results will be the growth of the student's mindset. The growth of the student's mindset. The mindset of the students are being changed. It is developing. Maybe when we start teaching this SEL, the students might take interest. Okay, let us find out what is there in us, self-awareness. Then let us manage ourselves. If we are able to motivate them, if they are able to make them think about, they are able to find out their own self, then we have won the battle. The growth of students' mindset, the change in the students' mindset, that will make them. The second thing is, it empowers students. It also it will make them to manage their. If we are able to give, if we give a situation, so that they are able to identify what is the problem and how to manage it, how to change it, and find out a solution, then we have won it. This is the impact of the SEL. They are able to manage their emotions. They are able to manage their stress. It empowers the students. The growth of the students' mindset is most important thing. And to give a small example, nowadays, why this era in this generation, why it is necessary for SEL, social emotional learning, because we have lost the touch. We have lost the touch with the emotions. There is no emotional feelings attached even to themselves. How will we expect the others to have this? And the most important thing is the one that we miss nowadays in students education is the MI classes and value education classes that we had long back, before 10 to 15 years or so, in previous generation. If I have to say it is previous generation, the MI classes and value education classes are compulsory. In the timetable, they'll have MI class, value education class, maybe weekly once. For 100% sure, we will have MI classes and value education classes. It is must. It is compulsory. Why? And even though there is nothing in that we think as students, as learners, when I have thought there's nothing in this class. Why do we have to go there? But we all love the class because we are going to while away the time. It is just nobody is going to say anything. Just a storytelling class or something they are going to tell us, and we are going to just listen to it. That is it. So that is the mindset that we had, but that has developed us, that has given us a lot of learnings, lot of informations. Because in moral classes, they'll say a story. Even now, a moral, if we say a story, there is a moral. Every story has a moral, and that not that time, it might be useful later in our life, anytime. Likewise, value education, we unknowingly we learned those values, unknowingly we learned those moral values. That but this era students, this generation students have lost that. They don't have that MI classes or value education classes. It is just they have lost their childhood innocence. They don't have they're not innocent enough as we were, as now educators. We were so innocent, that childhood innocence, the childhood memories, we cherish those things. We had a good time. But this era's students, this era's learners are tied up with their mobile phone. They are with the mobile phone, they are with this technology. They doesn't have that connection between the other human beings. That is why it is the need of the hour. That is why social emotional learning becomes the need of the hour, this for this era students. And this can be integrated. Social emotional learning can be integrated in the education too. It is in literature, empathy, through the characters, their emotions, how we understand the emotions. Therefore, there we are able to teach them empathy, teach the students, teach their learners the empathy. In history, if we take for example history, decision making, the king should take a right decision at the right time. A minute of delaying will make his throne come down. Therefore, decision making, history teaches us decision making. And in science, it is a teamwork. We usually have practicals in science, right? Team up, two of you join together and do this work. So integration of SEL is in education is must. It will change the lifestyle of every learner. So as and when we go to the classroom, do kindly integrate with your education, integrate with your activities, integrate with your actions, words, attitudes, everything, the social emotional learning. Therefore, the students will have a change in their lifestyle. Okay, now as it is boring lecture, it is lecture going on. Let me ask you a few questions. If it is okay, just send it in the text chat box. Have a closer look with this picture. Have a closer look with this picture. Check out this image and explain what does the picture depict. What it is there. If you want, you can unmute yourself and just tell me too. Anybody else? Anybody? No one has raised the hand. Rachna has raised a hand. If you're able to unmute yourself, unmute yourself.
Yes. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Dr. Rachna Biragi. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. As far as what I can observe in this picture, that it shows varieties of people. They are having their different sorts of activity. Few are playing, few are having gossiping, few are having their work, and like few are having consultation as well.
Okay.
So as far as what I have understood with this, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. It is a different perspective. Thank you. Thank you, Rachna. Anybody else? Or else I'll just move on to the what is being depicted in it. Okay. Then let me move on with this. See, actually, this, if you have a closer look, you'll be able to understand it is a classroom situation. It is a classroom situation, and nearby it is an open place where, as I told you, there is a collaboration too with the extended families. So these are the three most important things that is being depicted in this picture. The teacher's role. The teacher's role. The teacher is positioned in the classroom. It is a classroom situation. So they're actively interacting with the students. The teachers are actively interacting with the students. That is a warm, approachable thing. Yes, students, teachers are being approachable. The students will think, yes, I have a good relationship with my teacher. And this creates a social awareness too. Yes, as teacher, she is giving me a good things. She's teaching me most in the good things, right? The second thing is students interaction. Students interaction. They're see some students are being they're in clusters, small clusters. So even there is no isolated desk. Nobody is being isolated. Even if they're isolated, they have been engaged. They sit together, and it is maybe a group activities. Group activities are being carried out. The relationship is being built up. It shows the diverse communities of students, diverse communities of children from various backgrounds. They are working together. So finding out their interest. Why are they being separated? Finding out their interest, common interest. Okay, these four have a common interest, and these two are interested in playing. Therefore, let us send them to the playground. So finding out the common interest, group project, sharing ideas, that creates the interpersonal and communication skills. And the next thing is classroom environment. A supportive classroom environment. Everything's neatly arranged. Yes, they have a very good desk and chairs, and everything is positioned well. It is a teamwork. It is a colorful, cheerful colors. It has a natural light. As we see, it has a really bright classroom, windows, okay, open type, a big wide open door. So this makes the environment to be safe, secure, and with the positive vibrations there. We are able to see the positivity. See, there is one of the teacher who is just acting, having his hand on his head. He is explaining something, or no, don't know whether he is acting or role playing. It's a classroom environment. It is being really well depicted. So these three: teacher's role, student interaction, and classroom environment. This really illustrates how an SEL classroom should be. This prepares this classroom setup prepares the students for both academic success and their meaningful interpersonal relationships are being depicted. Right? So next, as I told you, it is add-ons. We have nearly come to the end of what SEL is. As we are dealing with social emotional learning, it has a close relationship with our psychology. Emotions, 100% psychology. Therefore, as We have to take resources from the psychology of the students too. How to make it, how to make it effective, how to make SEL effective. These are the add-on points. It is nothing but, yeah, we are supposed to create passion over the subject. Simple, passion over the subject. We have to create, as educators we have to create. Then we have to make the, first of all we have to create a passion for us. If we are interested, then only we will be able to tell what the subject is about to the students or the learners. Likewise, we are supposed to have mastery over the subject. The mastery may be yeah, whatever it is, the mastery, learn the subject, understand the subject. That might give you 70%. The remaining 30%, the way you carry over in the classroom to the learners, it will be done easily. If you know 70% of the subject, yes, if you're confident, yes, over. You are mastering over the subject, the way you express, the way you just transmit the subject to the learners. That is mastery over the subject. Make them mastery over the subject to not only you, but also the educators, learners. Make them mastery over the subject and make them a system to think systematically. If we have a passion over the subject and mastery over the subject, then automatically we'll have a systematic thinking. If we know the content, it is more than enough. We'll be able to have a flow, easy flow. That is systematic thinking. Your brain will automatically start thinking, and that thinking process will give you the self-confidence. And this self-confidence, as educators, we have to make the learners to think, yes, you are confident, you know the subject, you are really confident with what you know. Make them to know, understand, yes, I know the subject, I have the mastery over the subject, I'm confident enough to say, I'm confident enough to manage my own emotions, manage my own stress. Then if you're confident, then the communication level will be good. But one thing we have to tell them, teach them, that with love and respect, we have to have the communication, not with all those grudges or all those attitudes. We are not supposed to communicate with the others with those attitudes. We have to communicate with the human beings with love and respect. And patience. The most important thing for an educator is patience. It is nothing but the students will test our patience. 100% the students will test our patience. Actually, this generation students lack this patience. They don't have patience, and they are not patient enough to think, ma'am, why do we need 50 minutes of class? If we are going to start a story or start in a classroom, in literature class, sometimes in some other colleges, I have seen students saying, ma'am, tell me the summary of the story. Don't go line by line. There is more than enough. Why? You need to know what is inside that play. Sorry? Is anything? May I continue?
Sushita ma'am, please mute your mic, ma'am.
May I continue, ma'am?
Yes. Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So, patience. Patience, really the students test our patience to the core. And it is must. As educators, patience is must. Then stress coping ability. We have to teach them how to cope up stress. And we have to give few examples. How this will make them to go deeper. At one point, yeah, this is enough. Or if this won't be enough, we have to learn more. So the stress coping ability, we have to teach them, no, don't take stress to your mind and leave it. Whatever comes, we will be able to understand the situation, understand the circumstances, make them to understand, okay, make them to be patient, ask them to be patient, so that you know what the circumstances, what the situations is going around, and that will make them to cope up their own emotions and to develop their stress level to maintain their stress level normal. And if we have all those it is a coherent process. See, the create passion, mastery, systematic thinking, self confidence, communication. While communication, we should be patient. This patient will lead to stress, but we have to have the we are supposed to able to cope up with the stress. And if we follow, okay, yes, I'm able to follow, I'm able to cope up with my stress, then for sure we are building a good relationship. The relationship are really good enough. And but the relationship that is built, and the communication between the learner and the educator, or the learner to the learner, or the educator to educator is being, if it is maintained good, and if they are able to listen to your saying, listen to your words, then you are becoming a leader. This is the ultimate point where we reach when we know to handle our emotions, when we know to manage our situations, and then we are able to give solutions. For sure, we are reaching the point of leadership. These are psychological resources. This is just an add-on, and I told you some 7 to 8 points as add-ons, and these 3 add-ons shall be done by just three words, 3 simple words. It is nothing but perform, promote, and reform. Actually, I got this 3 simple words from one of our own speakers in the FTP speakers, Dr. Bala Subramaniam sir, from day 2, session 1. From day 2, session 1, Dr. Bala Subramaniam sir from Anonmaniam Sundaranath University, he mentioned these 3 words: perform, promote, reform. What is it, perform, promote, reform? It is nothing but our own SEL. As educators, we have to perform. As educators, we have to perform what we know. We have to teach them. We have to tell them. Then promote mindfulness exercises that we have to promote. Then reform. We are understanding we are having empathy. We are, if we tell the solution, okay, you are okay with this, if you can do it better, if we say this, then we are reforming the students. So these 3 simple words has made a really a short form of SEL: perform, promote, and reform. So to conclude, the role of educators as SEL. So SEL is actually not a luxury. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is actually a bridge between the academic success and personal fulfillment. It is a bridge between the individual potential and collective progress. SEL actually matters a lot because it empowers the students to lead their lives, and it creates a ripple effect. If for example, if we start from school, then to college, then to community, then to city or state, then to the whole world. So, according to me, maybe after learning this SEL, after understanding or after knowing what is SEL, I came to know that I understand that school, college, community, city or state or the world, it has a ripple effect. It is a continuous process. It starts from school. Sometimes it may start from home too. As educators, we have a profound responsibility by embracing social emotional learning. We not only prepare them for exams or careers, but also we prepare them to face their lives. What is going to be there in their life? It is the uncertain future. This is what SEL, uncertain future. Actually, in this rapidly changing world, this SEL empowers students to thrive. We as the educators, we are the primary drivers of this process. We hold the key of shaping the generation emotionally, intelligently, with the resilient nature, and with compassionate individuals. As educators, we become the heart of social emotional learning. Without us, it is really difficult for this generation learners to know what is social emotional learning. Therefore, it becomes a transformative force to education too. We as educators, we are supposed to be inculcate what we have learned, what this generation students have lost. We have learned that mi classes, value education classes, we are emotionally strong, intelligently strong. Yeah, of course, when compared with this generation, maybe technologically we might not be sound enough, but emotionally we are strong enough when compared with this generation kids, because they never think of, they never have empathy. This generation students or learners doesn't have empathy that much as we had. And yes, this compassionate individuals, we are as educators, we should create the compassionate individuals. Thank you. And as educators, we are not just teaching content. I'm once again telling you, as educators, we are not just teaching content, we are shaping minds, the hearts, and the futures. Let us continue to prioritize social emotional learning, not as an addition to the education, but as a foundation for it. Let us all educate our learners, and we'll put the foundation to them. SEL as a foundation. SEL is a foundation for the learners of this generation. It is must, must, must. And in a world that needs empathy and resilience more than ever, let us, the educators, rise to this occasion, and let us all empower our students to lead with their hearts as much as their minds. Not only with their minds, but also with their hearts. Thank you. Thank you once again for all the educators and future facilitators of social emotional learning who spend their valuable time to know and understand about the precious social emotional learning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your insights and expertise in particular here. Thank you so much. Dear participants, if you have any queries, you just unmute your mic and ask your question. Yeah, Rachni, ma'am, you have raised your hand. Kindly pose your question.
Hello. First of all, thanks, ma'am, for the enlightening session. It was very interactive and informative as well. I just want to ask you that how through SEL, social emotional learning, we can develop the patience and spiritual values in the students. Because nowadays, as we have seen, being the assistant professor, our students are lacking, they are lacking developing the patience. Actually, they do not have the tolerance level. How we can develop through this? Am I clear? My question is clear, ma'am.
Yeah, how do we have to develop patience
Yeah,
in
among the
spiritually
students.
in
Yes.
students? Yes,
Yes.
of course, the students will test our patience till we become patients. That's the first and foremost thing. Uh, First of all, as I told you in my first slide, we have to be aware of ourselves first, self awareness. Then we have to know our limitations, as since I told you. The same thing we have to follow with the students too. We have to teach them, we have to explain them through our own behaviors, through our own actions, through our own words. Patience will make you understand the situation. We have to teach them in such a way that we have to give live examples. We can give them situations. That is why we can, that is how we can make them to understand what is patience, what patience will make them in their life too. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there any questions from the participant side? Okay, thank you. Now I invite Mrs. Yasmin to propose to topic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Esteemed speaker of the session, Dr.A.Ponni, distinguished participants, respected faculty of both Sourashtra College and Sitarakshmi Ochi College, dear participants. A very good afternoon, every one of you. As we have come to the point where we are waiting to call it a day, we conclude today's enriching session with our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. A. Ponni for her illuminating discourse on the role of educators in social and emotional learning. Her profound insights and pedagogical style have significantly enhanced our understanding of the multifaceted role of educators in fostering holistic student development. Dr. Ponni's presentation was not only informative but also highly inspiring. Her practical strategies and real life examples have provided us with valuable tools to cultivate empathetic, resilient, and socially responsible learners. We are indebted to Dr. Ponni for her generous sharing of knowledge and empowering ideas. Madam's insistence on empathy and various life skills for learners undoubtedly left a lasting impact on our professional growth and commitment to students' well-being. We assure you, Madam, that we will continue to strive for excellence in education, inspired by the knowledge and the wisdom you shared today. We would also like to express our sincere thanks to all those who work behind the force of this FTP, including the organizer and the convener. Finally, but most importantly, we are grateful to each and every one of the participants for your active engagement and insightful contributions. Thank you once again and have a great day. Over to the organizer, Dr. M. Sumitra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think we have come to the fourth day of the end of the faculty development program. I thank all the participants for your enthusiastic participation. Let us be all meet tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. Thank you. I really again request all the participants to submit the feedback every day. That will surely ensure your attendance because there are lots of confusion. So kindly we expect your cooperation. Please submit the feedback form immediately after the session is over. Thank you. Thank you so much. Satisha, shall we close?
Yes, ma'am. I can end up the session.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.